Hello viewers, how are you all? My name is Perumal Jagan. I'm so happy to welcome you to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to continue Windows fundamentals. I made two videos on Windows fundamentals so far. In my previous video, I explained NTFS, New Technology File Systems, and also how NTFS allows us to modify the permissions of each and every files and folders, and how variety of permissions it gives us. And also I explained about alternate data streams and ICACLS utility. And again, it was all about logging in that machine locally and accessing that files. But today, I'm going to explain another file system related concept, but this time we are not going to log in that machine locally. Instead, I'm going to showcase how to access files and folders on a target system remotely. So we are going to access the file system over the network. Windows allows us to access files and folders remotely. For that, it uses a protocol called Server Message Block, SMB. And there are three versions of SMB released so far: SMB v1, SMB v2, SMB v3. And in 2017, the most popular WannaCry ransomware outbreak happened. It was mainly because of a flaw found in SMB v1 vulnerability. Attackers managed to exploit that SMB v1 flaw, and they implanted the ransomware into the systems. And after that, that ransomware becomes warm and multiplied itself through other systems and other networks. That is how happened. So whenever you are configuring Windows share, you must be carefully doing that. And as a penetration tester and ethical hacker, you should know how to access the SMB shares, how to exploit that. And also, when we were doing our earlier CTF videos, I was showcasing the SMB access. I was using an application called the SMB client, and I was logging into the SMB share of my target machine. And today, I'm going to showcase how to create SMB share on a machine and how we can access that share from a remote machine. Let's do that. Now I have spawned my target machine. This is my target machine IP 10.129.222.4, and on this desktop only, I'm going to create my folder, and I'm going to host that folder via network. And I created a folder already, the folder called secret folder, and also inside the folder I'm having a file called password. Inside the file I can see my password. Currently this particular folder and the file is local to this machine. Only the machine user can able to access this machine. And also this machine is not on domain. This machine is in work group, which means whenever the user authenticates this machine, the authentication, the credentials will be validated against its local database only. But when a machine present in domain, then the user credentials will be validated in Active Directory. So it will be like centralized authentication mechanism. Okay, now I have the folder. Now I'm gonna enable sharing option on this folder. I'm gonna make this folder as a part of network share. For that, I'm right clicking and I need to click properties. When I click property, beside the security, I'll be able to see an option called sharing. When I click this, I can see the network file and folder sharing option here and advanced sharing. Now all I need is to click this advanced sharing. Set custom permissions, create multiple shares, and set other advanced sharing options. Okay, now let me click this. There is a checkbox to share this particular folder, and I am enabling this. When I enable that, I got my share name. This is my folder name, and also it gives me an option to limit the number of simultaneous users. Currently it is 20, which is more than enough. I'm going to leave it by default. I'm going to leave it to default. And comments, I may add comments if I need, and also I'll be able to define the permissions. When you see the permission here, permissions for everyone, the above box shows the list of users. The user is everyone. So even a random user, a unknown user from other network can able to access this file and folder if they have the reachability to this machine. That is what this everyone user represents. And also we will be able to define the list of users here. Okay, and when we see the permission, it only shows 3 permissions: full control, change, and read. It is not like the NTFS permissions. There were 2 kind of NTFS permissions: base permission and special permission. If you see my previous video, you will get to know. I'll put the link in description. Don't forget to watch it before you watch this video. And I'm going to leave this permission as it is. I'm going to give read permission alone for this particular folder. I'm clicking OK, apply, close. Now I enabled the network share on the target machine locally. All I need is to reach that particular machine and access that file and folder. From my local machine, I'm gonna try to access the target share that we just now enabled. Let me try. I eventually got the error. So we need to check what could be the problem. And in order to check that, let me introduce a utility. I'm going to check whether the connection, the port 445 is listening on target machine or not. So in order to check that, I can either use telnet utility on command prompt or another utility in PowerShell. So I'm going to show PowerShell utility. To showcase that, let me open Windows PowerShell. You need not to enable the telnet client on your machine. So it is better to go with the PowerShell utility. And the PowerShell utility name is test net connection. And after that, I need to mention the target IP address. And the target IP address is 10.129.222.4. Finally, the port. It is 445. 445 for SMB. Now it is attempting to reach the target. It is doing all those 3-way handshake. Let's wait for a few seconds. Now you may see the results. See the result format, how impressive it is. It gives us the computer name, remote address, port details, and source details, and it also tried to ping the target, and finally it tried the TCP connection request. And the TCP connection request shows it not succeed, it falls. So we need to check what could be the problem. Let's look for that. Why don't we check Windows Defender? So let me create a policy which allows 445 inbound connections in my target machine. Defender. In Windows Defender, I'm going to advanced settings. Either you can disable the Windows Defender completely, or you can add that custom rule. I would recommend to add the custom rule rather than disabling the firewall. I'm adding a new rule, and it is based on a particular port. It is TCP and the port number is 445. Allow the connection. I'm accessing that share from anywhere. I'm choosing public alone, and the share, and the rule name SMB allow, finish. That's all. It is so simple to add a policy in Windows Defender. I added a rule here. Now let me try the same connectivity test from my local PowerShell machine. If I see this machine, host name, this is my local machine, and who am I? My local machine. So I'm gonna try the same test connection again. This time the result is different. I can see the port 445 is open on my target machine. Is it because of the Windows Defender? Earlier we were not able to get through, now we are. So why are we waiting? We can try to access the share from our local machine, and in order to do that, I'm opening run, and I am trying to open the share. Now I am on my local machine. You may see I opened the secret folder, and I can also view the password file. When I try to edit, let's see what happens. Let me try to save the same file, and I'm not able to edit that file because the share permission. You remember when we are creating that share, we allowed read access only. So because of that, we are not able to edit and modify the particular file. Now I'll be able to map this network folder on my local machine, and I'll be able to reach this folder whenever I want. So it will be handy. Now I connected to my network share. I'll be able to validate the session. Who are all the users connected that particular share? We will be able to validate those sessions also from our target machine. So let me show how to do that. And before that, let me run PowerShell. So this is my target machine's PowerShell. Who am I? I'm on target, and the command is net share. It will show list of shares that are hosted on this particular machine. I hosted this share manually. You may see here the C drive also present in that shared list. We haven't shared the C folder, but it is present. It is called default share. So by default, the critical C folder is being shared over the network. So please be careful when you are configuring the network shares. Let me showcase how to find the available users. Who are all the users accessing that particular share? In order to do that, I need to open the run utility, computer management.msc. When I open this, I'm getting a list of utilities. Here, I'll be able to view the list of shared folders. In that list, my secret folder is also present. And when I click the sessions, I'll be able to see a user here. I am connected this particular share, and I mapped this share in my local machine. So that is what displayed here. Windows also records the events in Event Viewer. We will be able to use the utility Event Viewer to view the logs, and it also records all sort of changes, modifications that we are doing on our share. When I open this, I'll be able to view the logs here. And yeah, that's all I wanted to showcase. Hope you really enjoyed this video. If you really learned something new from this, then don't hesitate to hit the like button. You can also share this video among your friends and consider subscribing my channel. I'll catch you up next time with another exciting concept.